Today I want to work on a simple cabinet latch that's going to go in a bathroom cabinet. Still need to finish the bathroom cabinet, but I thought I'd go ahead and make the latch. And once I get the door done, we'll make some hinges for it. We'll get that all put up and you'll be able to see the whole thing, maybe in a second video. But today I just want to make a simple little lever latch. And I found some materials out in the buckets of odds and ends that I think are going to work fine. Today's video is sponsored by Skillshare, an online learning community. I'm going to start by making the little mounting plate. That way I've got something to compare the size of the drop bar as I get on with the project. I'm going to go ahead and drill it and then cut a slot in it that will serve as a keeper for the drop bar, and this will simply get bent 90 degrees so that the back plate and the keeper are one piece. This is a crochet file. It has rounded edges, so it'll leave a nice clean slot instead of a sharp square corner. This becomes my keeper and my back plate, and the bar will operate through here. I'm going to go ahead and use the same bar to make the catch out of. It's a fairly simple little forging. It just needs a little slope in the front and an offset for the latch bar to fall into. I'm cutting this off long enough that I can go ahead and just file in the little tenon that will go to the mounting plate. The last piece I want is a little knob, and since we're doing everything out of this 3/8 round bar, let's just go ahead and see if we can make it out of this. Now doing that little ball for the knob would have been a lot easier to start with a piece of 1/2 or even 5/8 round bar and then draw the shank out, leaving the mass for the ball instead of upsetting it. But it was an interesting challenge to just use the same piece of material for all of those parts. With all the little parts forged out, it's time to do a little filing. But first, I'd like to thank Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes to choose from. As a blacksmith, I tend to have a creative streak, and that extends to more areas than just here in the shop. And there is so much to learn, especially in this digital age. If you're learning about video production, websites, product photography, drawing. Skillshare has all sorts of classes to inspire your creativity. Personally, I take a lot of classes in video editing, lighting, color grading. Lately, I've been doing more classes in photo editing so I can do a better job editing photos for thumbnails here on YouTube or my Etsy shop, wherever it is I need photos. And it's just good to learn these things. As a member, you can take as many classes as you want. If one's a little bit too advanced for you, you can take another one that's easier, then come back to the advanced class. You can go through the same class over and over again. You don't have to pay any extra. It's all with the one fee. First 1,000 people to use the link in the video description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Darkening that with a Sharpie helps me see the scribe line so I know where to file my shoulder. I think I'm going to reduce this pad by about half before I call it good. If I center everything, the bar is going to hang down and I want the bar to be level. So I either need to make another back plate with just a smaller slot, or I just need to make a smaller back plate that also has a smaller slot. Well, it looks like the third time's the charm. The second one I cut a little bit too deep as well. But this one's nice and centered, resting on the keeper here. It is going to need to be filed a little bit at the top, but as long as I only file the top, I should be okay. That means the next thing I need to do is drill the hole that's going to get a rivet here. I'm not going to rivet it, I just want to be able to put that rivet in to test this, take it apart, file a little bit more, do a little bit back and forth. Just a little bit more filing at the top of the stroke there. If I cut this off, I'm not going to be able to hold on to it very well to file a tenon. So I'm just going to file that tenon in around the intact round bar. Then I'll cut off the original part of the bar and leave the tenon attached to the knob. This is a little bit tedious, and there's certainly nothing wrong with doing this with a grinder if you've got something that'll get in there and do this. But you're way more likely to screw it up if you do it with a grinder. So I'm going to keep working with the file. Okay, I've got a little knob that's going to go on the drop bar here, probably towards the outer edge somewhere. That'll leave room for the little latch that goes on the strike plate. But before I do that, I want to cut around this mounting pad here just to make it a little bit more decorative, cut a half round, kind of a little Art Deco, I guess, look. Then I'll replicate that onto the strike plate, and that way things will match, and it'll just be a little bit more elegant that way. I think a cut like this is probably best done with a chisel because I can cut any kind of a line, and this would be really easy to screw up by overcutting with a bandsaw or a hacksaw, something like that. I am not planning on cutting all the way through, so I'm not too worried about cutting into my anvil. I just want to score this deep enough that then I can just snap the pieces off of here. The chisel then also leaves a little bit of a bevel around here, so it's really easy to establish a nice bevel line, and I think that looks much better than just a hard cut from a bandsaw, hacksaw, or something like that. But we do need to do a little filing. Now all of these little rivets and tenons are small enough they can be set cold. But on the little latch and the knob, I want to make sure these things go together nice and straight. That's a lot easier to do if you're a little bit more gentle. And heating the tenon so you don't have to hammer on it as hard or as much really does make things easier. For the little latch bar that I can get the whole assembly into a rivet header on the anvil, I think I'm fine doing that cold. I have an oversized rivet header in the vise, and I'm going to use that to hold the ball on that knob, and that way I can work on the rivet and not scar the whole thing up slipping around in the vise. Well, this was a fun little project, made almost entirely out of stuff I found in buckets of scrap that most people would send off to be recycled. And it's going to be completely usable. Like I say though, I still have to make hinges and finish building the door for that cabinet, and then we'll show what it looks like installed. For finished, I just brought it up to a low heat and put some Johnson's paste wax on it. I didn't want to bring it up to a scaling heat and turn the whole thing black. I've done some wire brushing on this, and I kind of like the wire brush look, so I want to leave as much of that. But it needs something to protect it, especially if it's being used in a bathroom. I do hope you enjoyed the project and that you have time in your day to get out to your shop, make something, but stay safe, wear your safety glasses. We'll see you for the next video.